sudden you see him just elevate. His clothes begin to change. His face is bright. Yo, who is? I just saw him like he was a human. He's something totally different right now. And I'm going to tell you how you know it's different, because Peter, James, and John, they're like, whoa. Elijah and Moses would have been that joint. For anybody who know about Moses, you know he died. And you know Elijah got caught up in like a crazy whirlwind and stuff like that. And that was in the Old Testament. And so something major is happening right here, because now you see Jesus literally impeding the heavens from earth. Think about this. This really like mess with you if you let your mind go there. Jesus literally, in other words, God really opens up the heavens and pulls Jesus up a little bit. My goodness. And so what happens is Jesus did this and let Peter, James, and John see this so that there will be witnesses. And the reason why there are witnesses is so that you can know that God wants that same type of experience for you. And so when you get into your personal place between you and God, it's literally a time for you to be transfigured. It's literally a time where for the Spirit of heaven is here, give you the garment of praise. For those who sow in tears, they shall reap in joy. You are more than a conqueror. You can do all things through Christ. Now this is the point where you are transfigured, literally to take on the authority, the keys to the kingdom of heaven and earth. And now you can speak those things that are not as though they were. You now can walk by faith and not by sight. You now can actually, you can begin to bind and loose things on earth, and it will be like that in heaven. Why? Because you literally had an experience in the heavenlies when you had your devotion. Want to know how I know? Because God exists in heaven, and His presence is here. He's literally giving you a taste of it. He's literally saying, you know what? The one thing I have a desire for you to do, I just want you to just experience me in a deeper way. Have we ever just thought about, worship is good here, but we haven't thought about the time. What if we can just have that, I don't know if y'all ever been in here, y'all just felt like, the roof about to come off in this joint, like worship is getting thick. What if you can have that time every day between you and Jesus? Think about how much stuff is confirmed. Think about how much peace is given when you leave from a crazy worship service. Now God is saying, that is what I'm trying to give you every day. And check this. The more you get from God in your quiet place, the more He'll give to you when you come with everybody else. And too many times we come to this potluck dinner of a worship service and we don't bring anything. And we come here dry, we come here hungry, and when you pull in everything out of everybody who had life. What if everybody came in this joint and said, no way, I've been experiencing God Monday through Wednesday, and I'm ready for something ridiculous to happen. What if the saints of God got on one accord and said, you know what, this Sunday morning, things are going to be different. I'm expecting a Pentecost type job. I'm expecting something that I can't even explain. I would just have to say, a mighty rushing wind just came through. Could you imagine telling somebody about something like, I really can't put it in words, but, I saw somebody get up out of a wheelchair. Didn't nobody lay hands on him. We just were saying, Lord, what you do and all that you can do. And everybody was on one accord. And the one thing the Lord wanted to do, He says, no way, He told that person, just get up. Matter of fact, make it more personal. You know some stuff that you've been dealing with on the inside. You're like, God, it just won't let me go. And you get to a place, you've been prepping yourself, making room in your devotion, like, God, I'm getting rid of this. I'm setting aside every weight that's easily entangling me. I'm getting rid of this. And God said, now that you open yourself up, when I show up with everybody else there, I'm going to give you what you need to. And so the reason why we don't get what we need is because we haven't gave God a room in our hearts. We haven't given Him priority. And so now the whole piece about a devotion, the reason why we get knocked down left and right, and we can't get back up is because we have no strength. In the presence of the Lord is the fullness of joy, and pleasures forevermore. And the joy of the Lord is my strength. And so now we got to get into the presence of God for yourself. We can stand up here, I can talk till I'm blue in the face. Derek can sing until he ain't got no more voice. You can go to churches Sunday after Sunday. And you would still be empty. What God desires for His people, He desires people that would just seek Him for themselves. This means if nobody else wants to worship God, you'll worship Him. This means if you can't get a good preached word, God will preach to you right there in your house. Paul says, I desire that you have more knowledge, wisdom, and spiritual understanding. And as I read that, I said, God, let me communicate that to your people. That's why I want you to have more knowledge of what God has for us. More wisdom, so we know how to act in God's presence. So we know how to act as Christians. More spiritual understanding, so when things come up like this, we actually say, you know what, God, I needed that, and I'm leaving with something. Understand the things that God has for us. And too many times we exalt sin and we preaching, you doing this wrong, you doing this wrong, and we very seldom exalt the necessity for Christ in our lives. He died so we can have relationship, man. Relationship. No matter how long you've been walking, no matter how short you've been walking, there's always room for improvement. As this word comes forward, it's literally, I feel God almost like this prick in my heart. Saying, Chris, this is for you. God, in order for this word to come out, I'm going to be very transparent with you. In order for this word to come out, I was show it to you, man. In my journal, I had to write that journal out today. I've been bugging this week. Things been going, ain't nothing been going back. I've been bugging. I'm like, God, what's going on? And God said, Chris, you give me priority. Then I begin to prepare you for everything that's in your life. And then that's when I give you the spiritual authority to give my people with the word. But you have to live it out first. And so here I am. I'll tell y'all the truth. I'm just like y'all. And I needed that joint, man. And I pray that somebody in here needed it. Matter of fact, man, I know somebody needed it. Because if I'm trying hard, I'm walking hard for God. Some of us in this joint, man, we just came to the faith. We just didn't know. But now you've been educated. And the purpose of education is so that you can make a sound decision. This is not a message of salvation. This is a message of growth, a message of empowerment, a message where you can truly be transformed. What Paul says, he says, in Romans 12, he says, I beseech you therefore, brethren. I look at you as students, as young adults, as friends, classmates, and I beseech you, brothers and sisters, present your body, everything within you. Like, this is my heart cry. Present your body. Can we actually be people that go to Christian functions and live like we did that? Present your body, present your mind. Do not be conformed